Hari Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan. Sorry, let me start over. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Raghunatha Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Śrī Rupanug Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Śrī Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Śrī Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Gunath Sharda Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Śrī Svarūpa Damodar Rai Ramanandari Śrī Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Śrīla Haridas Ṭhākura ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandal, Gora Mandal, Vraja Mandal, Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Jai. Okay, so what is today? There's so many things today. All right. So, what is it? Shri Vasanta-pañcamī Tithi ki jai. Jai Shri Saraswati Puja ki jai. Jai Śrī Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi ki jai. Tadya Shubha Avirbhav Tithi ki jai. Jai Śrī Raghunandana Ṭhākura ki jai. Tadya Shubha Avirbhav Tithi ki jai. Jai Śrīla Raghunātha Das Gosvāmī ki jai. Tadya Shubha Avirbhav Tithi ki jai. Jai Śrī Viṣṇupriya-devī ki jai. Tadya Shubha Avirbhav Tithi ki jai. Jai Śrī Viṣvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura ki jai. Tadya Shubha Tirubhav Tithi ki jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosai Mahārāja ki jai. Tadya Shubha Tirubhav Tithi ki jai. Jai Śrī Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Tadya Shubha Tirubhav Tithi ki jai. Jai Śrī Vasanta Yatra ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. Okay, we will do a short Jayadvani and then begin. Mangalacharan. Let me just open it up. 1 second. Okay. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Gaudiya Gaurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varati Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Gahana Sukhang Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje. Actually, let's recite the pranam mantras for Śrīla Viṣvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura and um, Śrīla Raghunatha Gosvāmī, and I don't know who else I have. Who else is there? Anyways, you could recite for them too, at least. Let me just open this up. Anyhow, we'll come back to that at the end. Okay. Vande Bhakti Vinorang Shri Gaura Shakti Svarūpakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Smaragora Gadadara Kelikalang Bhavagora Gadadara Pakshachara Srinugora Gadadara Charu Katang Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Tavai Vasmi Najivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितराङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees. Let's see who is there. I see Amal Krishna Prabhu, Deepika Didi, Yashoda Didi, Rukmini Didi, Krishna Premavati Didi. And let me check on YouTube and Facebook. I accidentally opened it up late though, so I'll be missing the people who wrote the first comments. But I see Pramila Didi and Hemalata Thakurani. I think that's Hari Mohini Mataji, right? And Vidyalalasa Didi and everybody else. Dandavat Pranams. All right, so today is an overwhelming day. Oh, Haribol Anadi Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, today is an overwhelming day. What is it? There's 7 appearance and disappearance festivals today. I'll go through the list again. So there are 4 appearance days. There's Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi, Raghunandana Ṭhākura, Raghunatha Gosvāmī, and Viṣṇupriya-devī. And there are 3 disappearance festivals. There's Śrīla Viṣṇupriya Ṭhākura, Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and Śrīla Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Whoa, that was automatic. Anyhow, I guess that was appropriate. So yes. And also today, right after the reading finishes, there's a small truck coming, and I'm going to be moving all my stuff to Mayapur. So I can't go, too long extra. I'll just have to, we only have 45 minutes. Yikes. Anyhow, we'll see what we can get through. I didn't plan today's reading. I don't know exactly what we're going to read, but I saw last year I shared a link. Oh, yes, of course. And Vasanta-pañcamī and Saraswati Puja. Yes. Yes, of course. Yeah. So, yeah, overwhelming. I looked from, Haribol, Phuleshwari Didi, and Rajakishwari Didi. So, from last year, I just copied this from last year, what we did last year. And I see I gave this class from my Srila Gurudev. So we can read that for now. And then we'll see after that, we'll see maybe from Srila Bhakti Bhagavad-tirtha Goswami Maharaj or Srila Bhakti Vidyānidhi Goswami Maharaj. Can read from them. So a celebration of 4 holy days. More like 9, but I guess he speaks about 4 of the things there. Okay. Okay, so this is a lecture on the topics of Vasanta-pañcamī, the appearance day of Viṣṇupriya-devī, and the appearance day of Śrī Raghunatha Gosvāmī. Okay, so Srila Gurudev says, oh, and Haribol Chatamai Mataji, Haribol. In India, there are many festivals. Oh, when was this spoken? I'm just seeing. This is spoken in 2002, 17th February 2002. I have no idea where. In India, there are many festivals held for the worship of Lord Krishna. There, the year is divided into 6 seasons, each lasting 2 months. Among the 6 seasons, the most glorious is Vasant, spring. The Vasant season is very pleasant, for the weather is neither too hot nor too cold at that time. Yeah, really, here in Navadip, the weather is absolutely perfect. It's like the best weather. An abundance of fragrant flowers like beli, chameli, jui, and others bloom everywhere. And flowers such as Ratkerani, the night queen, bloom even at night. Rivers like the Ganga and Yamuna are especially clean and pure at that time, looking as though they are simply waiting for Shri Radha and Krishna, and the lands in many places to look like yellow carpets because they are full with varieties of yellow flowers. Krishna's garments are also yellow because his most beloved Srimati Radhika has a yellowish golden complexion, and he wants to be always embraced by her. Sorry. Just checking my mic if I exited. Yes, okay, it's plugged in. Today is Vasanta-pañcamī, the beginning of the Vasant season, at which time the Ras dance of Krishna was performed in Govardhan, in the village of Parasholi, by the lake known as Chandra Sarovar. And my god sister Manjulali Didi, she joined our program a couple days ago, and she went through that Vasant Ras Lila. And that one for Gaudiya Vaishnavas is extra special, even more than the Sharadiya Rasa Purnima. Ras Yatra. Because in this one, Srimati Radhika leaves the Ras dance and Krishna goes searching after her. And so it really establishes the supremacy of Srimati Radhika. And it's on this Ras Leela that it's all the favorable gopis to Srimati Radhika, or Radhika's own group. At least that's what I heard. So at that time, the gopis were dancing with Krishna for the duration of a night that became billions of years. It became as long as one day of Brahma. On that night, the moon stood still, not moving from its best view of the sight of the dancing of Radhika and all her Sakis with Lord Krishna. Such beautiful pastimes were born from an ocean of rasas, sweet transcendental mellow tastes. Mellow tastes, I've never heard that. Saturated with unlimited happiness. Jai. That's Radha Gokulananda, right? Or is that Gopinath? No, it's Radha Gokulananda. In Sharadiya, the autumn season, the Ras dance was performed in Vrindavan under the shade of the Vangshivat tree in the beginning of Kartik month. All classes of gopis participated in that Sharadiya Ras Yatra. Whereas in this Govardhan Vasanti Ras, only the highest class of gopis were allowed to participate. In this spring Ras dance, Krishna, I don't like Lord Krishna, Sri Krishna openly demonstrated the performance and superiority of sorry, did I say performance? I meant to say prominence and superiority of Srimati Radhika. Krishna disappeared in the midst of this Vasanti Ras dance, and all the gopis were bitterly crying. They were bitterly crying, "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" The gopis searched for him everywhere, and after some time they saw him in his four-handed form, standing like a statue. Coming nearer, they said, "Oh, he looks like Krishna, but at the same time he is not Krishna. Our Krishna is not four-handed. Where is his flute, his peacock feather, and all his other apparel gone? He now carries a conch shell, disc club, and lotus flower in four hands." Then they prayed to him, "We are very attached to Krishna, and we are searching for him. We will die without him. If you are Narayan, please be merciful and tell us which way he went. Be merciful so that we may find him." Then, after praying in this way, they left and went on their way. When Srimati Radhika was arriving, after the gopis had left that place, the breeze that had just touched her veil, carried so much fragrance from her body that it entered the nostril of Krishna, and he thought, "Oh, my most beloved is near." He forgot that he was supposed to maintain his four-handed form, and he could no longer hide his original form. Two hands disappeared at once, entering his body, and his original two-armed form reappeared, with his flute in his hands and his peacock feather atop his head. It's hard to tell what meter something is when there are no diacritics. But let's see. Rasarambha vido niliyavasata kunje mrigakshiganar drishtam gopayitum swam udhuradhiya ya shushtu sandarshita radhaya pranayasya hanta mahima yasya shriya rakshitum sa sakya Viṣṇunapi harina nashich chatur bhahuta. Anyways, sorry about that. But this is from, this is a quotation from Ujjvala Nilamani by Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, and it's quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 17-93. It means, at the beginning of the Ras dance, Shri Krishna hid himself in a grove just to have fun. When the gopis came, their eyes resembling those of deer, by his sharp intelligence he exhibited his beautiful four-armed form to hide himself. But when Srimati Radharani came there, he could not maintain his four arms. This is the wonderful glory of her love. When Krishna sees Radhika, his most beloved and the embodiment of all love and affection, he forgets everything else. She is no one other than Krishna. She is Krishna himself, but in the body of Radhika. In this way, Krishna returned to his own form and quickly embraced her. This occurred in Vasanti Ras Lila. In the chapter of Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita called Rai Ramananda Samvad, Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu questioned Śrī Rai Ramananda Prabhu. He said, "What is our sadhya? What is our perfection? And our sadhan, the process to achieve that perfection?" Then Rai Ramananda replied, beginning from Varnashram Dharma. He told Mahaprabhu, according to the adherents of Varnashram Dharma, to be in family life and pursue Varnashram Dharma in order to please Krishna is the best process to please him. Mahaprabhu rejected this and said, "In Varnashram, there is no pure relationship between the soul and Krishna." After that, Rai Ramananda suggested, one should offer the fruits of all his activities to the lotus feet of Krishna. But Mahaprabhu rejected this also, and he said, "This is external, go further." After that, Rai Ramananda said, one should take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, and he quoted a verse from Bhagavad Gita, "Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions, do not fear." Krishna is saying here, if you take shelter of my lotus feet, you will be happy forever. People all over the world will think that this is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. But Mahaprabhu rejected it as external, and therefore not the ultimate goal of life. He told Rai Ramananda, go on, continue further. Rai Ramananda then suggested karma gyan mishra bhakti, devotion contaminated by, not contaminated, mixed, by mental speculation and the desire to enjoy the fruits of one's actions. And he uttered the verse, one who is transcendently situated by realizing the impersonal Brahma never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed toward every living entity. He has the opportunity to realize the Supreme Brahman and become fully joyful if he attains pure devotional service unto me. And I guess Srila Gurudev spoke this in Australia. You can hear the Prabhu also rejected both concepts, karma gyan mishra bhakti and becoming Brahma Bhuta, because they are devoid of pure devotion. And after that, Rai Ramananda gradually came to the topic of Prem Bhakti. Mahaprabhu replied to this, this may be the stage of perfection, but please go further. Rai Ramananda then discussed Dasya, Sakya, and Vatsalya Prem. And Mahaprabhu said, oh, very good, but please continue further. In Bhakti Ras, Krishna is not anyone's father or mother.
That parenthesis should be corrected.
Yeah, that's why I skipped it. It seems really strange. Yeah, I've noticed a few things. A few things seemed a little bit odd in this so far. But um, yeah, in Bhakti Ras, Krishna is not anyone's father or mother. In the understanding, actually, I might be able to change. I might be able to fix that myself. Um, anyways, um, in the understanding of pure bhakti, the Supreme Lord cannot be anyone's father or a mother. He may only be a son. In Vraj, right? We can serve Krishna in any of four relationships, but if we think that he is our father or mother, we cannot serve him because fathers and mothers serve their children. After hearing about these relationships, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Rai Ramananda, please speak further. And Rai Ramananda then said, Gopi Prem is the highest attainment. And among the gopis, Srimati Radhika is the best. When Mahaprabhu asked Rai Ramananda to give an example of a pastime that reveals Radhika's supremacy, Rai Ramananda first gave the example of Sharadiya Raslila. He said, all the gopis were dancing with Krishna, and it appeared that one gopi danced between each two Krishnas, and one Krishna danced between each two gopis. Billions of gopis were dancing together with Krishna. But all of a sudden, he disappeared. Why did he disappear? He did so to please Radhika. He took her with him, and no one knew where he or his beloved had gone. Mahaprabhu then expressed his doubt. Because Krishna met with Radhika after his disappearance from the Ras dance, it seems that he was fearing all the other gopis. If he openly gives up all the gopis, leaving with Radhika in front of them all, then only will it be shown that the love of Radhika is the highest. Śrī Raghunandanā then explains about this Vasanti Ras. He said, Krishna was dancing with billions of gopis, and meanwhile, Radhika thought, Krishna always promises, you are my most beloved. But I see that he is dancing with me and all the other gopis as well. So perhaps we are all equal in his eyes. At that time, Radhika adopted a sulky mood and became somewhat angry. She thus left the Ras dance in front of all the other gopis, and Krishna followed her. Krishna was thinking, if Radhika is not here, then there can be no Ras. There can be no meaning to the Ras. I am performing Ras Lila only for Radhika. What is that in that song? Tuhu lagi mor varajavas. What is it? Anyways. Bole tuhu bina kaha ras. Without you, where is the ras? Tuhu lagi mor varajavas. Only for you it's only because of you that I live in Vraj. That's Bhakti Ṭhākura. So she is my half, my whole, my guru, and my servant. She is everything to me. She is my sarvasva. She is my life and soul, my Praneshwari. In Vasanti Ras, Krishna declared this openly. Mahaprabhu then said, "Oh, this is good." And he questioned further, "I want to know about Krishna Tattva, Radha Tattva, Prem Tattva, and Ras Tattva from you." When Rai Ramananda began to deeply describe these topics, however, Mahaprabhu stopped him and said, "Don't say any more." That was when he came to Prem Vilas Vivarta, right? Then Mahaprabhu said, "Don't say any more. These subject matters are so elevated that there is no one in this world qualified to hear them. If you continue to speak about them, I will at once enter the mood of Krishna and I will have to give up this form of Shachinandan Gaur Hari." Rai Ramananda then stopped speaking. For us, today is the observance of the anniversary celebration of that very same Vasanti Ras. And for Krishna, this Ras is going on eternally. All of his pastimes are eternally manifest in Goloka Vrindavan, and he also displays them throughout innumerable universes as he appears in one universe after another. Here in Vasanti Ras, Krishna declared openly, "My supermost beloved is Srimati Radhika." There is no difference between Srimati Radhika and Lord Krishna. Krishna manifested Radhika from his left side. If we can make Radhika happy, then Krishna will be happy, and he will be controlled quite easily. And this is the purpose of our observance of Vasanti Ras. Love how Srila Prabhupada says, "Krishna, you will only have good fortune when Radharani becomes pleased with you." I tell you this with utmost conviction. Dhruva ati bolito matai. So now the appearance day of Śrīmati Viṣṇupriya-devī. Today is also the birthday of Viṣṇupriya-devī, the wife, the power, the Shakti, the energy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. She is one of the manifestations of Srimati Radhika. She is especially a manifestation of Satyabhama, and she is the Supreme Lord's Bhu Shakti. She has great love and affection for Shachinandan Gaur Hari, and was married to him for many years. But Mahaprabhu was always absorbed in Radha's mood, calling out, "Alas, Krishna, alas, Krishna," and he had no time to talk with her. Though they were in one family, in one house, he was always absorbed in the ecstasies of Srimati Radhika. Thus he was sometimes falling down and rolling on the earth, sometimes crying, and sometimes singing loudly like a mad person. In the stage of love of Godhead, the devotee is fixed in his vow as an eternal servant of the Lord, and he becomes very much attached to a particular name and form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As his heart melts with ecstatic love, he laughs very loudly, or cries or shouts. Sometimes he sings and dances like a madman, for he is indifferent to public opinion. That's, Srimad Bhagavatam 11-40. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always acting in this way and continually weeping. If you want to develop love for Krishna, you will have to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and always weep for Krishna. We see that he was weeping throughout his life, from the beginning. This increased further when he took sannyas and left everything to go to Jagannath Puri, and it increased still further after he met with Rai Ramananda. Although Viṣṇupriya-devī was married to Mahaprabhu in his family life, he hardly ever spoke with her, especially when he returned from Gaya, where he took Harinam and Diksha initiation from his Gurudev, Shri Ishwar Puripad. His personality changed at that time. He was no longer known as Nimai Pandit. Now he became known as Bhavuk Nimai, Nimai who is always absorbed in his ecstatic moods of Krishna Prem. At this time, however, some of the inhabitants of Navadip, especially the students and his former teachers in the schools, became somewhat unfavorable towards him and wanted to control him. Mahaprabhu thought, "I came to give the supreme medicine for everyone's material disease, but these persons quarrel with me and insult me. I should take sannyas, the renounced order of life, for then they will weep for me." and thus I will immerse the whole world, including Mayavadis like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Prakashananda Saraswati, in Krishna Prem. This is one of the reasons Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. On the day he decided to take sannyas, Viṣṇupriya-devī went to bathe in the Ganga. While she was on the way there, she accidentally stubbed her toe on a stone, and it was injured and bled. Then, while she was in the midst of bathing there, the nose ring she had received on her marriage day, and which is very auspicious for a wife, fell in the Ganga. Although she searched for it with great endeavor, she could not find it. She began to weep bitterly. Why are all these things happening today? Later, when she returned home, Shachimata asked her, "Oh, my daughter, why are you weeping so?" She replied, "Today I went to bathe in the Ganga. My foot was injured, and I lost the nose ring of my marriage today. I don't know what is to be my fate." Her mother tried to console her. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had previously paid practically no attention to her, that night, after taking some prasadam, he decorated her hair and placed betel nuts in her mouth. That morning he had gone to visit and meet with all his associates. He had procured some milk and also gotten a loki vegetable from Sridhar, with whom he had always jokingly quarreled. When he returned home in the evening, he told Shachimata, "Mother, please make loki preparation from these, adding sugar, ghee, camphor, and other ingredients, and offer it to Krishna." He later honored that prasad, after which he entered the room of Viṣṇupriya-devī like a luxurious person in royal dress, as one would dress for a wedding ceremony. Then, with love and affection, he asked her, "Oh, how are you?" He decorated her, gave her a beautiful garland, placed betel nuts in her mouth, and engaged in loving conversation with her. Viṣṇupriya began thinking, "What am I seeing? A hurricane light, which burns with kerosene oil, burns brightly when it is just about to be extinguished. It makes the sounds puk puk and then tuk, and then it becomes dark. It's finished. I see now that my fate may be like this." Considering what happened this morning, and seeing how he is decorating me so lavishly, giving me betel nuts and saying with flattering words, "My dear most beloved," I wonder what is my fate. Why is he doing this? In the meantime, Yogamaya came and entered Viṣṇupriya's eyes in the form of sleepiness. She did not want to fall asleep, but by the power of Yogamaya, she was forced to do so. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glanced at her once, and then stood up to leave home and take sannyas. Without giving up everything in this world, how can one love Lord Krishna totally? If your love and affection is divided between many persons, situations, and objects, how can you love Krishna? We have seen that in India, exalted devotees like Śrī Raghunatha Gosvāmī and Śrī Rupa Gosvāmī, and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, quickly gave up their positions, wealth, reputation, father, mother, wife, and children. Weeping for Krishna, they left their homes and took sannyas, not remembering their homes or families at all, and always remembering Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming out of his home, he saw his mother standing like a dried-up statue, with no tears in her eyes. She couldn't even think of what to do. Air was coming and going from her nostrils, but she had no external consciousness at all, for Mahaprabhu, by his power of Yogamaya, was controlling her. Mahaprabhu did parikrama of his mother 3 or 4 times, touched her lotus feet, and told her, "Mother, I am going to search for my beloved Krishna." Then, in the middle of that cold and dark night, he jumped in the Ganga, calling out, "Oh Krishna!" and came out on the other side of the river in Kantak Nagari, and there he went to see Keshav Bharati to take sannyas from him. After accepting the sannyas order, Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri, and from Puri he returned to Navadip on the way to Vrindavan. While there, All the residents came from here and there by boat and other conveyances to see Shachinandan Gaur Hari. Even dogs and blind persons came, and Shachimata also came. Everyone was present except Viṣṇupriya. Why was she not allowed to come? This is a symptom of love and affection for Krishna. If you will give up your dearmost object for Krishna, this is a symptom that you have some love and affection for him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught this by his own example, and for this reason, Viṣṇupriya was not there. Everyone else was allowed to come, but she was not. What was she doing? She was weeping continuously. She was more attached to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu than anyone else was, and she was more detached from worldly things than even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. She maintained her life by taking some grains of rice one by one and using them as counting beads as she continually chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Every time she completed the utterance of these 16 words, she picked up one grain of rice and placed it on a pile. She would wash the rice grains one by one with the water of her tears as she chanted until midday. And then she would cook that rice with some vegetables. She would then give the bhog to Mother Shachi, who would offer it to her deity Narayan. After that, she would eat very little of it, remembering the pastimes of Shachinandan. Her life was totally absorbed in Lord Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and she chanted Hare Krishna day and night. After some time, Mahaprabhu somehow gave her a deity of himself, made from neem wood, and that deity is being worshipped in Navadvip up to the present day. Viṣṇupriya used to worship that deity, weeping bitterly and talking with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he would also speak to her in the form of that deity. Shachimata also remembered Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always. She used to offer him prasadam, and he used to come to her house and eat it, although she thought his coming was only her imagination or only a vision. But he was bound to come, bound by the love and affection of Shachimata and Viṣṇupriya-devī. If one wants to if one wants to serve Mahaprabhu or Radha Krishna, he must be like Viṣṇupriya. She was so much more renounced than anyone else, including Mahaprabhu. He was very renounced, but not like her. Also, he was always surrounded by so many bhaktas who consoled him, but she had none to console her. Today is the birthday of Viṣṇupriya, who is the embodiment of Prem Bhakti. She is Prem Bhakti herself. And I just see Rukmini Didi shared a quote here. I'm just going to read it. Okay, so this is for Saraswati, right? Let's see. Knowledge is of two kinds. There's aparavidya, or material knowledge, and paravidya, or transcendental knowledge. Viṣṇupriya-devī is the personification of transcendental knowledge. Devotees worship her on her appearance day on the Śrī of the month of Magh. On the same day, those materialistic persons who are seeking the perfection of knowledge of this world worship the goddess of learning, Saraswati. Oh, wow, that's great the tie to see the relationship between Viṣṇupriya-devī and Saraswati Puja. Actually, Viṣṇupriya-devī, she is the personification of transcendental knowledge. Divya Saraswati also, right? Jai Shri Viṣṇupriya-devī ki Jai. And then somebody asks, Gurudev, you said Viṣṇupriya-devī is Bhushakti. So is she like Lakshmi? And Srila Gurudev says, no, she is like Satyabhama. And a question, but we hear that Navadvip Dham is non-different from Vraj. And Srila Gurudev says, yes. So how can Satyabhama be in Vraj Leela? And then Srila Gurudev says, Radhika has come as Gadadhar Pandit, and Śrī Svarūpa Damodar and Śrī Raghunandanā have come as Lalita and Vishaka. The associates of Nrsimhadev Ramachandra, and all other incarnations have also come to Navadvip, because Shachinandan Gaur Hari includes all incarnations. All incarnations are within him. So Satyabhama may also come to Navadvip Lila and have the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then somebody asks, is this also true in Shvetadvip, Navadvip, and Goloka Vrindavan? And Srila Gurudev says, yes, they can all be there. They all can be there also. Everything exists in Krishna, as stated in the Vedanta Sutra. Viruddha dharmam tasmin nachitram. All mutually contradictory characteristics exist harmoniously in Lord Krishna's pastimes. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself. And then a devotee asks the question, so we worship Viṣṇupriya-devī and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the path of Archan, following the principles of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, in a regulative way, in awe and reverence. That's how we worship Gaur Viṣṇupriya. And then Mahaprabhu says, Srila Gurudev says, yes, one serves Viṣṇupriya-devī and Mahaprabhu in Archan Marg, the path of regulated worship. And he serves Gaur Gadadhar in Bhav Marg, that is hearing, chanting, etc., in spontaneous love, following in the footsteps of the gopis, or the residents of Vraj also. And so now, here's about the appearance day of Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami. Before we read this, I want to read there's a pranam mantra for Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami. I put it on my website. Where is it? I think should be. Here it is. Pranam mantra for Śrī Rupa Raghunath. Rupeti nama vadabhorasane sadatvam Rupam cha sangsmaramana karuna svarūpam Rupam namaskaru shira sadayavalokam Tasya dvitiya sutanum Raghunatha dasam. O tongue, always chant the name Rupa. O mind, remember Śrī Rupa, the embodiment of compassion. O head, bow to Śrī Rupa, whose glance distributes mercy. In the same way, chant, remember, and bow to Śrī Rupa's non-different form, Śrī Raghunath Das. It's Rupa Goswami's Tasya Dvitiya Sutanum, his second form, Raghunath Dasam. Nice verse, huh? It's from the Sadhandipika, quoted in Bhakti Ratnakar 6.290. All right, so now we come to Raghunath Das Goswami. All right. Today is also the birthday of Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami. If you want to become pure devotees, you will have to follow Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami. You want to follow, but you are weak. As Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj says, Mr. Dog, Mr. Pog, Mr. Pig, and some are like camels, tigers, or bears. We must try to follow Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami. He was wealthy, and he was situated in high position, but he left everything for Krishna and continually cried, O Krishna, O Sachinandan Gaur Hari. By the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, he quickly received the shelter of Mahaprabhu. Hardly eating anything, but somehow maintained his life. He went to Vrindavan after Mahaprabhu departed, and he lived at Radhakund. Without the mercy of Guru, you cannot have love and affection for Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Guru Kripa, Guru's mercy is essential. And Guru Nishta, Guru Nishta is the backbone of all kinds of bhakti. When Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami received the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, all his problems and obstacles quickly disappeared, and he was able to leave home to be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Performance of bhajan in one's house while still living with one's father, mother, wife, and husband, is one kind of bhajan. But that kind of bhajan cannot give the fruit of love and affection for Krishna. One day, you will have to thoroughly give this up. The first symptom of real bhakti, achieved by the austerities of chanting and remembering Krishna, is causeless knowledge and detachment from this world. You will surely become renounced, whether you are in worldly life or in the renounced order. So even if you're in family life, you'll become renounced like this. If you are chanting seriously and perfectly, renunciation is bound to come. We have heard that when Guru Nanak was young, his father told him, "Go to the market and bring back the ingredients we need to sell at our shop." On the way to the market, he came upon many Vaishnavas and sadhus. Seeing that there was no management of prasadam for them, he quickly went to the market and brought all the paraphernalia needed to make a festival for them, and for that purpose he spent all his father's money. He later returned home empty-handed, and his father asked, "Where are all the ingredients I told you to buy? The rice, dal, ghee, and other things?" Guru Nanak replied, "I did the shopping, but I have given all the goods for the service of Vaishnavas. In this way, I have done some very good shopping for my future life and for the benefit of my whole dynasty." He had so much strong belief in Krishna. He knew that if one serves Krishna, Krishna will give him everything he needs. We do not have the same belief, even as Guru Nanak, who's the head of the Sikh Sampradaya. But we do not have the same belief, and therefore it is even very hard for us to give up a penny. Some persons can give some of their wealth, but he gave everything. Because Śrīla Raghunātha Gosvāmī was chanting and remembering Krishna, having been spiritually brought up by Śrīla Haridas Thakur and initiated by Śrīla Yadunandana Acharya, some good effect was bound to come. He became detached from the world, and he considered Krishna to be his father, his mother, and his everything. All tattvas came in his heart, and he quickly left his home and beautiful wife. He was the only son of his father, who was as wealthy as a king, and his wife was as beautiful as Miss Universe. It would have been very hard for an ordinary person to give up such luxuries. After leaving home, Raghunath Das did not travel on the main road. Hiding, he went on the village route, not eating anything except some puffed rice and some milk, and a journey of 1 month passed quickly in 12 days. At that time there were no trains or cars, but he ran quickly without taking any time to bathe. When he came in Jagannath Puri, he did not go to see Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. He came directly to the assembly of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was surrounded by many associates like Svarūpa Damodar and Rai Ramananda. Someone told Mahaprabhu, "Raghunath has come," and Mahaprabhu quickly embraced him and said, "O Raghunath, you have just come from the ditch of stool." Sometime before, Mahaprabhu had told him to return home, but now he said, "All worldly life is like stool, and Krishna is so merciful that he has delivered you, and you have come out from that house." Mahaprabhu then placed him in the hands of Sri Svarūpa Damodar, and Śrīla Raghunath Das Gosvāmī thus began a transcendental life, became Svarūpa Raghu. Always hearing from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Svarūpa Damodar, Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, Śrī Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi, Śrī Vakreshwar Pandit, Śrī Gopal Guru, and Śrīla Haridas Thakur. The life history of Śrīla Raghunath Das Gosvāmī is one of the jewels in Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita, and moreover, much of what Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj wrote in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he had heard from the lotus mouth of Raghunath Das Gosvāmī. Try to remember his life and character. If you do so, a power will enter within you, and you will be able to become a devotee like him. Whether you are in worldly life or renounced life, try to be like him. We cannot be like him without help, and therefore we pray to Nityananda Prabhu to help us. It's only a few minutes left, but let's see if there's something in vcvani.com. I think we might find some brief katha there. Maybe we should just read a little bit about Srila Bhakti Vivek Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Just like one lila. Yeah, let's do that. We'll read just one lila about Srila Bhakti Vivek Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Also here, I think on Vasanta-pañcamī, I think this page, if I remember from last year, I think he speaks about Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi very briefly. And Raghunandana Ṭhākura. Oh, I love Raghunandana Ṭhākura's pastime. Oh. And then Viśvanātha Chakravartī Ṭhākura. So, let's read from this. Okay. Okay, so Śrī Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi. In Gaur Lila, Vrishabhanu Maharaj appeared as Śrī Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi, and Srimati Radharani appeared as Śrī Gadadhar Pandit. Once Mukunda said to Gadadhar Pandit, "Today I will take you to meet a wonderful Vaishnav," as he took Gadadhar Pandit to meet Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi. As they arrived, Gadadhar Pandit was bewildered to find Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi reclining comfortably in an ornate bed, its legs carved out of special ingoli wood, and he was holding a mattress as soft as milk. His eyes fell on the golden spittoons next to his bed. Immediately, a doubt arose in the mind of Gadadhar Pandit. How can one be a Vaishnav if he is enjoying such opulent facilities? Perceiving the doubt in Gadadhar Pandit's mind, Mukunda quoted a shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, Aho Bhakiyam Stanakalakutam, that verse there. I'm going quickly because, but it means, alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful, and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. As soon as Vidyānidhi heard this description of devotional service, he began to weep incessantly. An unprecedented flow of tears from his eyes appeared. All the symptoms of ecstatic love, like tears, shivering, perspiration, losing consciousness, hair standing on end, and loud shouting, spontaneously manifested from his body. He could not remain steady and fell to the ground. He broke all of the surrounding paraphernalia by the kicking of his feet. Nothing was spared. What happened to the opulent pan container and the nicely prepared pan? What happened to the water pots that were used for drinking water? Where did his bed fall by the kick of his feet? Out of ecstatic love, he tore apart his opulent clothes with his two hands. What happened to his opulently styled hair as he rolled on the ground and cried profusely, "O Krishna, O my Lord, O Krishna, O my life and soul, you have made my heart hard like wood or stone." He lamented and cried loudly, "In your present incarnation, I have been deceived." He fell to the ground and rolled about so forcefully that everyone thought, have his bones been broken to pieces? He shivered so vigorously out of ecstatic love that even 10 men could not hold him still. Clothes, bedding, water pots, bowls, and all other paraphernalia were smashed by the kicking of his feet. There was not a single item spared. After manifesting his ecstatic symptoms for some time in this way, he remains there, lying unconscious. That's all from Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya, chapter 7. This incident proves that Vaishnav darshan is not obtained merely by observing the external appearance of a Vaishnav. Seeing all these ecstatic symptoms on the body of Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi, Gadadhar Pandit realized that Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi was a great Vaishnav. Worried that he had committed an offense unto Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi, he resolved to accept Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi as his spiritual master, and thus atone for his offense. Today is the appearance day of Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi. Okay, it is 8 o'clock. Oh God, I really want to read about Raghunandana Ṭhākura. This is short. It's only 3 paragraphs. Let's just read this quickly. Śrī Raghunandana Ṭhākura. Śrī Raghunandana Ṭhākura was the son of Mukunda, who was a doctor in the royal court. Mukunda was such a premika bhakta, that just by seeing a peacock feather, he would faint in love of God. Once Chaitanya Dev asked Mukunda, "Tell me, Mukunda, is Raghunandan your father? Or are you Raghunandan's father?" Mukunda said that Raghunandan was his father. He said this because he accredited Raghunandan for having received Krishna Bhakti from him. I love this this Gaur Gopal Mahaprabhu. I think that's what it's called. But anyways, this Raghunandana Ṭhākura is Mahaprabhu. It's the shortest Mahaprabhu I've ever seen. Isn't it so beautiful? Okay. Um, Once Mukunda had to go away for service. Thus he asked Raghunandan to serve their deity, Lord Gopinath, in his lieu. Raghunandan offered bhog to Gopinath, but observed that Gopinath did not eat. As a small boy, in his simplicity, he assumed that the Lord would just eat like that the Lord would eat just like people normally do. So when he noticed that the food was still intact, he began to cry. He thought that because he did not know the mantra and the procedure properly, the Lord would not accept food from him. Thus he prayed, "My father will come home soon and scold me, so please eat." At this point, seeing his devotee's helplessness, the Lord, who is controlled by love, had no choice but to accept. So when Raghunandan brought back the offering plate, it was empty. The Lord had eaten everything. When Mukunda returned and heard about this, he was astonished to hear that the Lord had eaten everything. When Raghunandan was questioned, he became confused. He said, "You asked me to serve the Lord, and now you're asking how the Lord ate everything?" He just ate it. To resolve the matter, they made some big coconut laddus and asked Raghunandan to offer it to the Lord. Meanwhile, Mukunda hid himself in the room to see if the Lord really eats the offering. Raghunandan offered the laddu to Gopinath by hands. With Mukunda hiding, when Raghunandan called the Lord to eat, he did not come. Seeing this, Raghunandan began to cry, thinking that now he would be chastised by his father. Unable to see his tears, the Lord came and accepted the laddu and started eating it. After the Lord ate half of the laddu, Mukunda appeared in front of him, and hence the Lord abruptly stopped eating. Okay, these are all really short. This is two paragraphs, so let's just finish this so that we've at least honored these personalities a little bit. We could read their glories. So, Śrīla Viṣvanātha Chakravartī Ṭhākura. Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has mentioned that the Kam Gayatri mantra contains 24 and 1/2 syllables. When Śrīla Viṣvanātha Chakravartī Ṭhākura could not Śrīla Viṣvanātha Chakravartī Ṭhākura could not understand how the mantra contains 24 and 1/2 syllables, even after a lot of research, he decided to fast till death, lamenting, "I am literate, yet I cannot understand this. And if I can't understand the mantra, then how can I gain perfection in it?" So he had fasted for 3 days until Radharani appeared to him in a dream and said, "Hari Vallabha, check the Varna Gama Pasvat. The letter Ya, which comes before the letter V, is considered to be a half syllable. Krishnadas is my devotee, therefore there can be no mistake in his writing." Satisfied by this resolution of his doubt, he then broke his fast. Śrīla Viṣvanātha Chakravartī Ṭhākura has composed Śrī Gurvashtakam, which we recite every day. He has also composed an ashtakam extolling the glories of Narottam Das Thakur and commentaries on the Bhagavat, the Bhagavad Gita, in addition to books like Madhurya Kadambini, Aishwarya Kadambini, and so many others. Today is its disappearance day. And now, one pastime of Srila Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Goswami Maharaj. Today is also the disappearance day of my Shiksha Guru, Tridandi Swami Shri Srimad Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Goswami Maharaj, a jewel-like disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who was especially empowered by Mahaprabhu. Srila Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Goswami Maharaj was a senior sannyas disciple of Srila Prabhupada and a very good preacher of wonderful character. Before joining the Math permanently, he was working at the secretariat, as a secretariat, and he would spend his holidays at the Math on Ultadanga Road. He stayed on the first floor. During one such visit, he was returning to his room when he heard Srila Prabhupada mention to him, there was that boy. I don't see him anymore, but I recall how he used to hear Hari Katha very carefully." Then he heard someone reply, "He has left to get married." Srila Prabhupada asked, "Nobody could make him stay back?" Then Mahārāja, who was already climbing the stairs, appeared in front of Srila Prabhupada and announced, "I have returned." Srila Prabhupada asked, "You came back?" To which he affirmed, "Yes, I have come back." After this incident, he never left the mutt, nor did he get married. Once, although it was raining outside in Mayapur, he took the initiative to clean the vessels, all the pots, while getting drenched in the rain. When Srila Prabhupada observed this, feeling that he had the appropriate qualification to accept sannyas, he told him it would be good for him to take sannyas. Wow. He had a very tall figure. When he performed Nagar Sankirtan, he would attract many people. Srila Bhakti Vivek Bhāratī Gosvāmī Maharaj had a broad face. He did very nice kirtan. Being absorbed in kirtan, he would lift his hands up. He preached extensively. His katha was always very sweet. Once while preaching in Dhaka, several people opposed him, as there was a strong Sahajya influence there. Nobody was prepared to even rent a building out for the Gaudiya Math. Nevertheless, Srila Bhakti Vivek Bhāratī Gosvāmī Maharaj spoke katha in Dhaka for a month and attracted many to attend his programs. He resolved to acquire land in Dhaka for the Gaudiya Math from the municipality there. Land could easily be obtained with the help of a letter from the commissioner granting permission. However, because of the prevailing opposition to the Gaudiya Math, no Hindu was willing to give the recommendation. In the end, a Muslim commissioner recommended him, and hence a large math was established in Dhaka. I think it's called the Madhva Gaudiya Math or something like that. Maharaj carried out so much preaching there. Once there was an exhibition in which the story of Chota Haridas was depicted. There was also a picture depicting people collecting money for pilgrims in exchange for darshan of the deity in the temple. The same type of people were also depicted using a shaligram to break groundnuts for eating. While this exhibition was largely opposed in the Kolkata, the people of Dhaka very much appreciated it. Srila Bharati Maharaj made another math in Swargadwar by the name of Gaudiya Asan. He later handed the math over to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj, whose sevaks are taking care of it now. He also handed over the Kolkata math to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj. And now, Srila Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Goswami Maharaj, whose disappearance day it is today. Srila Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Goswami Maharaj was from Godrum. When he was a young boy, Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod used to give him 2 kartals and send him out. So when he was a young boy, Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod used to give him 2 kartals and sent him out, instructing him to sing the kirtan, Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Wow, very cool. Upon his return, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur would give him prasad. So sweet. On the instruction of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he took Harinam from Srila Krishnadas Babaji, who is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's disciple, whose samadhi is next to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's in Godrum. Later on, Srila Krishnadas Babaji said to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as per your instruction, I gave him Harinam, but I am not qualified to give him Diksha. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur asked him to take Diksha from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Parvata Maharaja's speech was quite harsh. Hence, people were not as inclined to hear from him. Once he gave a talk in a school at Kaptipada in Orissa. He said, what should I speak? What do these people understand? They are not yet educated. How will they understand if they are uneducated? The teachers and the king of Kaptipada were also present there. And so they all opposed him. Suspecting that the upset citizens might try to attack him that night, the sevaks of Srila Parvat Maharaj suggested, you don't need to go. We will go and do kirtan and come back. But Srila Maharaj did not agree. He said, Guruji sent us to preach, not to spoil the preaching. Due to my... Guruji sent us to preach, not to spoil the preaching. Due to my mistake in delivering the speech, if somebody beats me, I will tolerate it. Regardless, I will go there. At the beginning of his speech, he asked his audience, what is Akshara Gyan? This material world is a Kshara Vastu, destructible object. Brahma is indestructible. Bhagavan is not part of this material world. Krishna Bhakti is transcendental to the material world. This is the real knowledge, and those who don't know this are therefore considered uneducated. Hearing his speech, people were astonished to hear what Maharaj actually meant by education and appreciated his explanation. Later, Maharaj established a math in that same place. Wow. In another instance, he took the mud from the place where Srila Prabhupada was sitting when he had gone to preach and used that dust to establish a temple in Udala. Later, Having met with an accident, traveling became very difficult for him. Still, he used to sit in a bullock cart or use a stick and travel for preaching without complaining. He never stopped preaching. He was very strict. He used to give 1 cup, 100 grams of wheat flour to his sevak to make 4 chapatis rotis for him. Once his sevak made 5 very fine rotis. Seeing this, Mahārāja chastised him heavily. I asked you to make 4. Why did you make 5? The sevak explains, I did not add more flour, but with the same amount, I made thin rotis, so it would be easier for you to mix with milk. Mahārāja would not accept this. He simply said, You are trying to feed me more and kill me. In reality, he wanted to teach his sevak that one should follow the Guru's order exactly, without the slightest deviation. Even though his sevaks feared him, nevertheless, their service attitude was remarkable. They took very good care of him, especially when he was paralyzed. They would clean his toilet, carry him, feed him, and so on. So I have deep respect for all his servants. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj used to say to his servants, I feel like embracing you for your Guru Seva. After he disappeared, they used to celebrate their annual function on his disappearance day. Our Guru Maharaj would attend that function. Later, Srila Bhakti Balavatirtha Maharaj, Sri Bhakti Balavatirtha Maharaj and I used to go every year. It is not possible to mention all the details in one day. Therefore, I will tell more at another time. I just touched upon all these points because it will be an offense if I fail to honor them on their titi. So I remember them today and offer my dandavat pranams to them, seeking their mercy. That is our program for today. All right. Jai Shri Sachinandan Go. Let's just do a quick Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Jai Shri Swaparsha Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Jai Shri Vasanta-pañcamī Tithi ki Jai. The appearance days of Śrī Puṇḍarīka Vidyānidhi, Śrī Raghunandana Ṭhākura, Śrī Raghunātha Gosvāmī, and Śrī Viṣṇupriya-devī ki Jai. The disappearance festivals of Śrīla Viṣvanātha Cakravartī Thakur, Śrīla Bhakti Viveka Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and Śrīla Bhakti Svarūpa Parvata Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Jai. And all the sevaks of Śrīla Parvata Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Jai Shri Saraswati Puja ki Jai, Divya Saraswati, Viṣṇupriya-devī. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, Rukmini Didi. Amal Krishna Prabhu, Deepika Didi, Yashoda Didi, Chatamaya Mataji, Krishna Premavati Didi, Anadi Krishna Prabhu. And let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Sorry. I see Pramila Didi, sorry, Hari Mohini Didi, Vidyalala Didi, Rajakishwari Didi, Fuleshwari Didi, Shripad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj. And oh yeah, she likes the short, the Chota Mahaprabhu. Yes, it's so sweet, isn't he? Lola Mataji, and my father is there, Rishabh Dev Prabhu, and my mother, Nischinta Devi. So pronouns to both my parents, and also all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayadev Prabhu, also Indira Mataji, I'm sure she's there right now, and Raseshwari Mataji, and then also Krishna Vallabha Didi, Ananda Pradayani Didi, sorry, Krishna Mai Didi, and also Vrinda Didi and Anuradha Mataji and everybody else. Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining. See you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be going through the Vaishnav Kirtans, all the songs of longing to the Vaishnavas. And also Vaijanti Mala Mataji, yesterday evening, I recorded her speaking about the song Kabe Mui Vaishnava Chinibo, because about how one must recognize a Vaishnav. He's praying, oh, when will that day come when I can truly recognize a Vaishnav? And so that will be a big majority of the class tomorrow. She won't be able to come in the morning, so that's why I pre-recorded her speaking about that. So see you all tomorrow for that. And I hope you all have a wonderful festival of Vasanta-pañcamī Tithi. Jai Shri Radhe, Hari Bol. Just looking at the comments really quick. All right, Hari Bol. Oh, thank you, Rukmini Didi. Yes, the taxi, well, not taxi, the truck will be coming at 9 o'clock. It's 8:17 right now. So I'm going to quickly eat breakfast, finish packing up, and then moving to Mayapur. And I'll probably be staying at Bhaktivedanta Kunj. So all my next programs will be from Mayapur at Bhaktivedanta Kunj. All right, Hari